Howdy, this is Sailor the Piperman, Piper the Sailorman coming to you. I just finished watching my friend, good buddy, pipe smoking friend, Tunnel Takes video. You can check it. He's talking about socialism and certain people trying to control the narrative of what we say and try to control what we say. Now, how do I relate to what he said to my personal life, my my experience with socialism? Well, as a kid, I grew up in a very strong social family, and I would tend to think in the tribal period in our history, we call it tribalism. Anthropologists call it tribal societies. We saw that there was a form of socialism that did work. They had the hierarchy. They had, let's say, Africa. You had your elders, and then you had your chieftain. In Native American society, you had the elders, and you had the chieftain, and oftentimes you had the warrior clan, warrior society, that class of warriors that went out, and they were given certain privileges, and they were looked up to in society. Now, that being said, that was my home. But when I left my home and I went to school, I went into a place where there was other people's agenda, other people controlling the narrative as to what I had to learn. Nobody ever asked me, Miguel, in the 7th grade, what I wanted to learn. They told me, this is what you need to learn. Why? Because they wanted to modify my behavior. They wanted to control my behavior. They wanted every single individual to believe certain things. And for a while, I did. And for a while, I believe in that those that formulated the Declaration of Independence, that it was for all of us, all humanity. Lo and behold, later on, as I went deeper into studying, because I wanted to learn it, I wanted to learn who was involved, who wrote it, what were they thinking at the time, and to realize that that African slaves were not viewed as citizens of the United States, or that applied to them until they got their voting act, I think in the 1960s, and the Native Americans earlier in the 19th century, and the right for women to vote. So, reading that document, then hearing what they were telling me in school, and then finding out, well, it's not exactly that way, But that didn't stop me. You're going to run into people that believe in socialism. You're going to find people in America that believe in communism, that's the best form of government. And you're going to find that these people want to do what is called social engineering. They want to dictate because they think they're leaders. They think they're that smart, right? They think that they're that intellectual, but they're a bunch of pompous, what? To think that they know it all, that because they graduated from the high institution and they got PhDs and they got doctor degrees and doctors and everything, that somehow, because a man like myself chooses not to go and finish my master's, finish my PhD, right? And I choose a lesser job, like going into the military, that somehow I'm inferior, or because of the color of my skin, I'm inferior, or that I'm stupid because I might not speak articulate. Yet, though I speak 4 languages, but a person could look at you and say, well, he's a Latino, or he's a white Anglo from the backwoods, he's nothing but a redneck. And they consider that as somewhat detriment because they're not in some Ivy League school, or they didn't come from a bourgeois family, or or the social, uh, you're not part of a corporate America. They think I think somehow them sitting in an Oval Office or being around all these intellectuals somehow gives them the right to implement and to tell us what to do with our lives. When the fact is, America was founded by the poor. Those that went to war were the poor. Those that battled for our rights for liberty were the poor. Going back to the French Revolution, study that what happened in the French Revolution. All the bourgeois that comes from bourgeois, upper middle class, those that believed in the monarchies, you can go back to King George, you can go back to Louis the 14th, who, if you were seditious, if you thought different, if you thought, hey, we have liberty, they were going to send you to the guillotine. Because they wanted to dominate. They wanted to oppress the poor. What ended up happening in the French Revolution? Read the story of Thomas Andre Dumas on YouTube. What that guy did. What he went through. Unforgotten hero of liberty. There's a lot of people like that. You could read the life of Patrick, one of my favorite heroes, Patrick Henry. Give me liberty or give me death. And a lot of life, I've lived by that. Give me liberty or give me death. I'd rather die standing up than living on my knees. And I hope you feel that way. I have a right. And these pompous people are going to try to dictate to me, and I put myself in the front line with a lot of people, guys that have sacrificed their lives, and you're holding just parts of their body. Didn't matter what color they were. You trying to keep them alive. These pompous people that won't even dare serve their country, telling me my rights and what I can do and what I can't do. Hell no. So if you want to have a boat, you have your boat. What I've earned in my life, people go, oh, you're doing well. You can buy pipe. You could buy tobacco. But there was a time I couldn't buy a pipe. There was a time I couldn't buy a tobacco. I was unemployed. I could have easily decided, an old friend of mine who was dealing in drugs, man, drive me around. I'll give you $900 a week just to drive him around while he sold drugs. I could have succumbed to that. I remember my wife and my two kids, and my refrigerator was empty. And I was wondering where I was going to get my last meal, being unemployed. You wonder how that happened. How did I get to that point? I had to sell one of my dearest record collections. I had to hawk my musical instruments to pay the bills, to keep rent, making some rich landlord rich, until finally I was able to find a job. This is after coming out and being a veteran. This is after coming out that I had to sue the Department of Defense because they said I didn't serve in the military. Well, how did that happen? You retired from the military. Damn right. But that's what happens when you decide to do something for the American government and you're in special forces and you do some covert operations and you're doing something and you're thinking you're doing it for the government, you're doing it for some shysters within the military branch of government, some special operations, and if it don't go well, what they end up doing? They erase your name as you didn't exist. That's what they try to do to me. I could talk about the story. Go see it in this present danger. How those guys got left behind. That happened to me. I had to walk out of a jungle with two guys and survived jungle. If it wasn't for Panama Jungle Training School, I don't think I would survive. They decided they ain't gonna that helo, that's the CH 53 and 57, what the heck, 53 or whatever. They weren't gonna pick us up. Do you think I am gonna allow some socialist, communist, elitist engineer tell me what to do? No way. I paid my price. I had to pay a big price. And whatever I had, I earned it with my own sweat. I have my home, I have my car, I have my wife, I have my dogs. I paid all my taxes. You know, while I was in the military, I paid all my taxes. You know, when you're in the military, you're exempt. I was abroad, flying all over the world. I paid my New York State taxes. Every year I was in the military. Taxes. New York State, I paid my federal tax. I didn't have to pay the state tax. That state tax went to people that were unemployment line. So I helped keep people employed. I helped keep all the social programs New York had at one time, helping the police officers come to the first responders, any public servant for the state government. I was helping them pay their bills. Does that want anything from it? No. But what I'm saying is, you know, these people are coming around, they want to control, and you earn the right to have a sailboat. You earn the right to, if you want to ride a Lexus or a motorcycle, and you have your proper keep, and they ain't got no reason to be envious of me. They ain't got no reason, nobody has no reason to be envious of how many pipes I buy or how much tobacco I want to store away, because I'm doing it with my own hard-earned money. And a lot of us have gone through similar situations, similar circumstances. It hasn't been easy for us, but we enjoy smoking and pipe. Don't be, listen, don't be envious of me, because I had to pay a price. A lot of people have to pay a price for what they got. You know, or what you don't have, you pay a price too. But to allow somebody to control you, or the government to control the way I want to live, I abide by the laws of the land when they're just. When they're just. And I'm sure Tunnel Take does too. And to try to quiet him from speaking out his own, like he said, you want to have your own channel, go make your own channel. Just like he has. And I respect his opinion. I don't agree with everybody on YouTube and what they think, but they got a right to express it. That's the whole point of liberty. Say to the Pappy Man, Pappy the Sailor Man, signing out.